Hi, today is January 4th, 2012. I was talking to one of my friends earlier on YouTube, and something prompted me to tell her this story, and I was like, oh my god, I need to make a video about that, because it was, like, the best moment of my life, pretty much. The best moment of my whole, like, high school life, anyway. So, okay, so here's what happened. In English class, we were reading like, the Odyssey or the Iliad we were reading. And, my English teacher decided that we were gonna do, like, mock trials, and for each character there was going to be like a prosecution team and a defense team to prosecute and defend them for some crime, whatever it may be, depending on who they were. So it was like my worst luck day at first. Actually, this story takes place over like 2 different days. But anyway, so it started off really bad because I was on the defense team for Agamemnon, who was like unquestionably guilty of murder and a million other things. Like, he was just a bad guy in the book, and I had to defend him, and I was like, oh great. And then on top of that, on my team was like 2 people or 3, I can't remember, who just were not with this class. So I'm going to use fake names for them, just one of them, because I only have to talk about one of them. And then on the other team was this kid who was 2 people who I didn't like, and I'll use fake names for them too. And one of them's name was John. We'll just call him John. And he was a nice enough guy, but he was kind of like, I thought he was kind of stuck up. And then this girl, Kenna, who was just mean. Like, she was just mean to me for no good reason. Always. Anyway, so I was like, oh my god, really? Okay. Anyway, so John decided he was gonna be all pompous about it and be like, well, my parents are these great lawyers, both of them. They're really good attorneys, and so I'm gonna win this case so easily, and da-da-da. And I was like, well, my dad's a lawyer too, but not a criminal lawyer, so I was like, oh gosh. Anyway, so we'll just say the girl on my team's name was Julie, and she gave the opening statement, and it was she bombed it. It was really bad. And I'm going, oh my god, we're gonna lose this case. So then John gives his, and then class ended. Oh, by the way, the rest of the class made up the jury, which is like 20 people to convince. I was like, oh great. So after Julie bombed our opening statement and John aced theirs, I went home with the book and a highlighter, and I went to my dad and was like, help. So for like 3 hours we went over the book and found things because I had taken notes, on John's presentation. And we went over the book and found things to, like, just slay everything he said. Like, you said this, well, here's proof that didn't happen, or whatever. I can't remember. I mean, this was like 11th grade. I was 16. Anyway, so the next day, in the morning, my dad goes to drive me to school because it was on his way to work. And we see Kenna walking into school, and she was wearing, like, a suit skirt thing. Like, she was dressed like a lawyer. I was like, what? So then my dad was laughing about it, and then I saw John, and he was wearing a suit and tie. I was like, in jeans and a sweatshirt and my Converse. And pretty much like right now. And so anyway, we go into class, and I had said to Julie that day before, like, I'll do, the following up stuff, basically. It wasn't exactly like a real trial, but, the arguments in the closing statement, basically. So I got up, and I was, like, really nervous, and the first thing I said was, John made a nice presentation, and his face turned white. He was like, uh-oh. Because I don't think he had expected us to have anything, so he hadn't really worked to prepare. He was just trying to look good, like a lawyer. So then I, like, proceeded to demolish his arguments with things that my dad and I had pulled from no place in the book, really. Like, I don't even know where all this stuff came from. And then he got up to do his, closing stuff, and he just bumbled like a fool. It was so funny. Like, he was reduced to, like, see, the thing is, well, it was really funny. And Kenna didn't do anything. You know, she just sat there and was like, what the hell? It was really funny. Anyway, so then I gave my closing statement, which I don't remember what it was, but it was something like, well, I gave you all this evidence, so he's clearly, you know, not guilty, that it was fine to do these things back then or something, I don't know. And then it was time for the jury to, you know, have a verdict. And everybody voted and they counted it up, and then somebody, and anyway, Agamemnon was completely acquitted. He was not guilty of anything. And after that, people in the class were asking for my help on stuff, because we were the second trial to go, and there was still like 4 or 5. People were like, how do you do this or that? Da, da, da. I was like, oh my god, this is great, because I was definitely not a popular kid in high school. And so that was my defeat over John and Kenna. And it was great. It was the best moment of my whole high school life. And then actually last year, I was shopping last Christmas. I was Christmas shopping at this mall, and I ran into my teacher. And I was like, hey, Mr. A, do you have any idea that the best moment of my whole entire high school life was in your class? And I reminded him of what happened. He was like, I remember that. And he was all happy that it was like the best moment, and it was in his class. And so anyway, that's just a little like peek into my past of probably definitely one of my most proud moments of school ever. Except for perhaps getting 4.0s and stuff every now and then. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. I may be making another video tonight, perhaps, on like a real topic. But I just really wanted to tell this story because I thought you guys might be amused. Alright, talk to you later.